So this is our page number 8 reading of the story The Winter's Tale. I know that I shall never be a queen, she said. Now let me milk the sheep and cry with them. Kamlu had been impressed by Perdita's good behavior. He saw that the young prince loved her too much to give her up to please his father, and he began to think of a way to help the young lovers. I should like to see my old friend Leontes again, Camilo thought to himself. I know that he is sorry for what he did. As for Leontes' protection, he may be able to persuade Polixenes to allow these people to marry. Florizel and Perdita were happy to agree to Camille's plan, although they asked that the old shepherd should go with them. He took with him Perdita's baby clothes, her jewels, and the paper that had been pinned to her coat. When at last they arrived safely in Sicily and went to the court, they found Leontes still full of grief for his dead wife and his lost child. He was very pleased to see Prince Florizel and greeted all his guests kindly. But when Leontes saw Perdita, whom Florizel introduced as a noble young lady, he thought how much she looked like his beautiful dead wife. My daughter would be as lovely as you are now, he cried, if only I had not ordered her death. He turned to Florizel. And I lost your father as a friend, he said. I want to see him again more than I want to live. When the shepherd heard that the king had paid much attention to Perdita and how he had once left his baby daughter to die, he began to think back to when he had first found the lost child. He remembered Perdita's bright jewels and beautiful, well-made clothes. These were signs of a noble birth. The shepherd realized that she must be the queen's lost daughter. So students, in this page there is only one word, persuade. Persuade means to convince someone. Okay, another here you see if only. Okay, if only means I wish. Okay, for wish we use if only. Students, this is our explanation of page number 8, and this page starts from the character Perdita, the lost child who was threatened by King Polixenes to keep away from her son Florizel. So Perdita thought that she would never become a queen in her life and started doing her work and crying. But Camilo liked the behavior and tried to help Perdita and Florizel to overcome this situation, and he made a plan to meet his old king Leontes and suggested Perdita and Florizel to migrate to Sicily if they want to marry each other and live together happily. So, and in the meantime he would convince Polixenes to settle the matter, and both of them went away to Sicily, and Perdita's father also joined them, and he took all Perdita's childhood stuff with him. When they reached Sicily, after seeing Perdita, Leontes thought of his dead wife. So because Perdita's face was similar to her dead wife Hermione, he told Perdita about her lost child, and Leontes said that he lost Florizel's father as a great friend and he wished to meet him soon. Shepherd was listening to this by standing near, and when he observed that King Leontes is giving kind consideration to Perdita and he was repenting over his past wicked work, Then shepherd thought of jewels and all clothes which he got from the garden, and then he realized that this lost baby was Perdita and the child of King Leontes. Okay, students? So, students, this is reading of page number 9 of the story The Winter's Tale of Shakespeare. Paulina was with them when the old shepherd told the king about the day he had found the lost child. When he showed them the baby's beautiful coat, Paulina remembered that Hermione had wrapped the baby in it. The shepherd took out a jewel that Hermione had tied around the baby's neck, and Paulina remembered it also. He showed them the piece of paper, and Paulina recognized her husband's handwriting. She cried when she heard how a bear had killed her husband as he returned to his ship. But she was happy about the discovery of the king's lost daughter. Leontes had such a sad heart when he realized that the young woman was his own daughter that for some time he said nothing. "You are my lost daughter," Leontes cried at last. "Oh, why isn't your mother here to see you?" "I have a statue of Hermione," Paulina told him gently. "It has just been finished. It is such a good likeness of the queen that I want you to come and see it." Perdita went with her father because she wanted to see what her mother looked like. When Paulina pulled back the curtain, the sight of the statue brought back all the king's sadness. For a long time he could not speak or move. "I am pleased at your silence, dear king," Paulina said. "It shows how astonished you are. Is this statue not a good likeness of Hermione? She looks older than the day she died," he replied with a heavy heart. "It is a perfect statue," she told the king. "It is exactly as the queen would be now. Now let me draw the curtain in case you think it is moving." "Why, I do think that I saw something in her eyes move," the king cried. "Look, Camillo, I am sure that she took a breath. I shall kiss her." "No, my lord," Paulina said. "The red on her lips is still wet. Let me draw the curtain." So students, in this page you see some words. Wrapped. Wrapped means to fold something. Discovery means to the recovery of the lost thing. Astonished means shocking. Pleased means to be here to be happy. Okay. So students, this is explanation of page number 9 of the story The Winter's Tale. So in this page, Paulina was listening to the conversation when shepherd revealed the truth about lost child. He showed King Leontes every stuff of Perdita, and this reminded Paulina that what stuff she had put on that day to Perdita. And the shepherd also gave the paper on which important stuff was written. So on that paper the name of Perdita was written, which means lost child. So now Leontes and Paulina came to know that Perdita is Leontes' lost child. Leontes was shocked over this, and over this she said that he said that he is very pleased to find her, but he had a grief that he has lost her sincere and faithful wife, Hermione. So now Paulina wanted Leontes to say something about Hermione, which was about Hermione, and told him that she has a statue which was exactly similar to his wife's appearance. When Perdita and Leontes saw the statue, it was exactly the appearance of queen who died earlier. So for long time King Leontes could say nothing to anything, but he was continuously watched the statue. So after this, then Paulina asked Leontes about the statue and Queen's resemblance. He told her that Queen looked older with grief. After this, Paulina wanted to cover the statue with a curtain, but as she was moving the curtain, King Leontes cried and told Camilo that he had seen the movement of the statue, but Paulina denied to accept this and tried to cover the curtain again. So student, this is reading of page number 10, the last page of this story, The Winter's Tale. No, the king said, leave it uncovered for 20 years or more. Perdita, who was kneeling before the statue, said she also wanted to stay for a long time looking at her mother. Let me draw the curtain or let me make you more astonished, Paulina said. I can make the statue move. She ordered some slow and serious music to be played. To everyone's surprise, the statue threw its arms around Leontes' neck and spoke kind words to him and to the young woman Perdita. I told you that the queen was dead, Paulina said. Paulina explained. It was the only way I could save her life. She has lived with me for the past 20 years. She did not want you to know that she was alive until the baby was found. She has waited and waited all these years to see sweet Perdita again. Hermione forgave you for what you did to her, Leontes, but she could not forgive your cruel actions towards your baby daughter. Everyone was filled with happiness. Leontes could not believe how happy he was to discover that his dead wife and his lost daughter were alive and healthy. There were happy speeches and kind words between all those present. Perdita's parents, the king and queen, said those present. Perdita's parents, the king and queen, said they were very grateful to the young Prince Florizel for loving their daughter even though she had seemed poor. Thank you with all your hearts for looking after our dear daughter, they said to the shepherd. Camilo and Paulina were very happy too because they had lived to see a good end to all their faithful services. There were more surprises that day. However, King Polixenes had followed Florizel to Sicily and he arrived as these happy events were taking place. He forgave his friend Leontes for his jealousy and agreed to his son's marriage to Perdita. And so Hermione's patient suffering was rewarded, and she lived happily with Leontes and her Perdita, the happiest of mothers and queens. So in this page, students, to see kneeling. Kneeling means to sit over knees, like we sit in namaz. And grateful means to be thankful of someone. Okay, so students, this is our explanation of page number 10. So after moving of the statue, Paulina wanted to cover the statue, but Leontes ordered her to keep it uncovered. And Perdita, the child, also had the same wish to see the statue for a long time of her mother. Paulina at this moment said she wanted them to surprise Mom and ordered someone to play the music. When music was started, the statue means Hermione, the queen of King Leontes, threw her arm around the king Leontes and her daughter Perdita, and everyone who were present in the court was shocked because the statue was the actual Queen Hermione. After all this drama, Paulina reveals the bitter truth of the story, that she did not die, but Paulina hid her because Queen wanted to see her baby girl, and when King threw Perdita to the seashore, then she did not want to see him again in her life unless she saw her lost child Perdita. So he found Perdita. That was why she came before him alive. The King Leontes thanked Paulina, and the Prince Florizel accepted his daughter as a life partner, even knowing to be a poor girl. This pleased everyone in the court. However, there was another surprise in the story. When Polixenes came to Sicily and met Leontes, his childhood friend, Polixenes, after listening all this drama, forgave his childhood friend Leontes and agreed to get married his son Florizel with Perdita. And after this, they all lived happily together. So, this is story of the Winter's Tale.